Hiya. Okay, so finally got the coloring right, and the angle, kind of not important though. Sorry, rambling. Great way to start off the video. Very typical of me though. Anyways, hi. The point of this video, I just wanted to make it to talk a little bit about my opinions regarding religion, the universe, and some alternative belief systems such as yacht, and my own developing belief, and where it stands in relation to those. So basically, the entity or the thing responsible for helping to jumpstart my beliefs is the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And essentially it's actually quite ironic, because in that book he talks a lot about God, and Paulo Coelho is, he believes in God. I'm not sure if he's Christian or what, subset of that, but he believes in the one true God. But he also incorporates in a belief in fate and destiny and one's personal legend. He believes in the universe as being alive, and he believes that the God is, the one power above that of the universe, or that God controls the power of the universe to a certain extent. And this is all assumptions I've made through reading his book, which I still haven't even finished, but anyways, point being, that I'm still not completely sure where I stand in regards to my view of God or a God. I'm still uncertain as to where I stand on that. I do feel that there is a God, and I was raised Christian. My mother's Lutheran, and my dad is Jewish again, but and I went to Hawaii Baptist Academy, and my elementary school was Trinity Christian School. Nevertheless, I'm still not certain where I stand. Now, the one thing I am sure about is my belief in the universe, and I do believe that things happen for a reason, that there is nothing random in this world. Whenever I make, just for a disclaimer, whenever I make an absolute statement, like never or always, never take me seriously. That was ironic right there. That was a good one. But really, you shouldn't take me seriously, because I'll probably think of something within, 5 minutes from now to contradict that. But basically, I do believe that this, and one example of this belief is the knowledge, or the belief that the universe always conspires in your favor, and that things happen the way that they are meant to happen. And I still believe that I do believe in free will. I do believe that given these signs, given these messages from the universe, that when something happens, that the universe is capable of giving you advice, essentially, of trying to help you, trying to point you in the right direction, trying to, help you out. And I do believe that you have the choice to follow that advice or not. But, I believe that there is something So while I believe that while it's our choice to follow this path or not, to follow these signs that the universe puts out there for us, that there is an ultimate end goal, you know, an ultimate place that we would want to reach. And it's almost like the universe knows what's good for us better than we ourselves know. And that there is a place that we're meant to end up. But despite the fact that we might be meant to end up doing something with our lives, or at a certain point, it's still not certain if we actually will end up there, you know, like, if we choose to ignore all these signs, and if we choose to suppress our true nature, or if we choose to, you know, go about our own path, then we're not going to end up where we're meant to be. So essentially, that's a little glimpse at my belief. It goes a lot deeper than that. It's a lot more complicated. But to get to the main point of this video, the main point is not to discuss my beliefs, but my belief in relation to yachts and the typical Christian belief. And so, on that note, yacht is not a cult. I just say that because they say that. They really do sound fairly cultish, but I'll show you. You can't even read that. But right here it says yacht. Right there. And then below here it says is not a cult. That's wonderful. But basically, they believe, and I've heard of this belief before when I was researching different religions and alternative belief systems, as they call them. Just, you know, it's still a religion essentially, but whatever. So they believe that we are our own gods, and I got this book thing from them. It's The Secret Teachings of the Mystery Lights, and it talks all about their belief system and all about where they stand. And I actually haven't read through it yet. It probably would have been smart for me to read through it first and then make a video, but I just felt so inspired that I wanted to make a video right now. So they believe that we are our own gods, and that we are, and they believe in the universe as a power, as an entity. But I don't believe in that yet. This is really bad. I forget the initial point that I thought of when the initial inspiration that came to me to make this video. Okay, so I was looking at this, and it says something about, let's see, what does it say? It says, so the first chapter is called The Universe. The second one is We, the Universe, God. Third is on overcoming humanity. And I think the truth, I speak the truth. Okay, I remember. So essentially, what I think is that in Christianity, it's said that God is three parts: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And what I was just thinking about was that how I might say that I believe in the universe as an entity, and I believe the universe is alive, and it can send us signs and messages. But the interesting thing about that, and about other people who take on this belief or similar beliefs, and any belief system in the world really, when you connect the dots, when you draw out the similar qualities, I mean, if you consider the base to be Christianity and the Holy Trinity and God Father, God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So if you consider that to be the foundation, the basis, the one true religion that all other religions stem from, just speaking, what's the word? I don't mean to imply that that's the truth. I'm just saying that if it were the truth, then, for example, taking my belief in the universe could essentially also be considered the Holy Spirit, and my belief in the universe, it's unknowingly, it would almost be as though I were agreeing with Christianity in the sense of the Holy, the Trinity, because, and then if I also decided that I did believe in a God, which I do, so that's two parts of the Holy Trinity, I've got those two down, like, I believe in those two aspects of it, and I suppose I believe in Jesus Christ. I mean, he has always been my favorite part of religion, of Christianity, like the part that I considered to be the most worth believing in. And so it's almost as though I'm contradicting myself, like, I claim that I don't follow Christianity, that I don't agree with it, but I'm actually unknowingly I am actually following it. And so the point I'm trying to get to is that I think with every religion that they're merely alternate versions of the same thing, that when you really look at the heart of each religion, the essential bit of it, you could look at any aspect of it and see an aspect of another religion. Reincarnation, even to a certain extent, like, so long as you don't get too literal about such aspects, but you could take the idea of reincarnation and you could connect it to something that you read in the Bible or something in another religion, and you could say that essentially you are born again, that once you die, your soul is revived, just not in the exact same way, like, when you get too detailed with it, when you take it word for word, it's not going to be the same thing at all. That's where they split apart. But the heart of each religion, yes. Anyways, so this is basically my way, my proof of the existence of one true ultimate religion, or the proof of it's proof of the existence of something more than us, of something spiritual, and that it's almost as if unknowingly all humanity is following that same path. We're striving towards the same end goal. We're taking the same basic principles and ideas, but we still fail to realize this, and instead we choose to see other pathways as, okay, I just had an epiphany. We choose to see other pathways as wrong, as being incorrect, as because they're not ours, because it's not the same as what we believe, or what the person in this example believes, that they choose to see it as incorrect, that and thus begin religious disputes. But I think what we do need to start taking into account, well, we need to eventually, it doesn't matter. That's my point. It doesn't, who cares, you know, if you're a Christian or a Buddhist or Hindu, Muslim, if no matter which religious path you follow, I do believe it's going to take you to the same place. Because I don't think any one religion can be called incorrect. I think that statement is incorrect. I believe that people choose religions based off of, you know, there's a lot of different factors, you know, like cultural, you know, where you grow up, the type of culture you grow up in, or, you know, your parents, your family, external influences, your own way of living. We choose religions to go along with our lifestyles. We choose religions based off of what fits, what works for us. And I think it's okay to have variety in that sense, because I don't think that it's gonna be possible for the entire world to unite under one single religion, because if that were to happen, we're too different. We're too, that would be a shame. It would be tragic if that happened, you know. We would lose the things that make us different from one another, that make us, you know, the things, the parts of society and of this world that separate us from the rest. You know, variety is good. It's necessary. And so I think it's okay for people to interpret different things, you know, like, so when you look at, you know, if you consider the one true religion, you know, which I personally, I don't think anyone knows, I don't think it exists within our culture, I don't think we have knowledge of it. I think all of the religions that exist in existence today stem from that one true religion. And I think we make things too literal. I think we you know, back in the beginning of time, or back at the point where multiple religions started to stem, I think what people did is that they took aspects of it and they complicated things and they added details to it. They made things too literal, and, you know, it's like the game telephone. It just got passed down and it got more and more convoluted as it went on, which is why religions today seem so different. Which is why it seems like, you know, that, you know, like Muslim religion and Christianity are like polar opposites, because they have gotten so convoluted and so changed over time because of us being too literal with things, you know, adding details and making assumptions and drawing conclusions. But I think the one true religion, I think it's actually really simple. I think it's just the existence, I mean, well, okay, it's simple in the sense of what it is, you know, like with Christianity you have all these things. You have the whole Bible, you know, which outlines all of these rules and laws and circumstances and things that God has said, and you find all these contradictions and you find all of these things that don't quite add up, and you know, people saying that, you know, like, well, if you're a Christian, you go to heaven, but then, you know, what about the people who who don't believe in God? What about this? What about that? Like, there are all these what ifs, and there are all these things it doesn't directly address. But it does address the fact that you have, there's that one, and I just think that there are too many other variables, that there are too many, that it's too confusing, it's complicated, and there's all this like whole web of tangled mess, but I think that the one true religion that exists, it's just one simple, beautiful idea. And from that idea, where it gets complicated is when you try to explain that idea. But once you understand it, once you realize the truth, once you gain understanding of this one true religion, this one true idea, I think that is what enlightenment is, and that is what we all aim for, that is what we all strive to, that is the point that we all strive to reach in our lives, that hopefully by the time we die, we've gained enlightenment, that we've gained knowledge of the one true religion. And I really like this idea that my father has explained to me in the past, that you only ever gain true enlightenment the moment before you die. I really like that. When you think about it, you're in your deathbed. The brief fraction of a second before your heart stops beating, before your body shuts down, that is when you gain true enlightenment. And it's almost a shame because you want more time to relish it, to live with that knowledge, but all you're given is a fraction of a second. But anyways, back to my point, that once you gain understanding of this, once you gain enlightenment, that it's simple in what it is, that there are no questions, that you don't have lingering questions, and there are no more what ifs and well, how about this or that, and there's no complicated web of mystery and confusion. You just possess this light inside of you, where you just it simply exists within you. And to explain it to somebody who has not yet received that enlightenment, assuming you had the chance, or just forgetting about the whole dying part. Like, if you were to try to explain it to someone else who hasn't yet received enlightenment, it would be impossible, because the only way to reach enlightenment is through yourself, or through God or the universe, if you prefer. But you can't have somebody explain it to you. You can reach it in no other way than through your own experiences in life, and through knowing yourself, and through knowing other people, and through knowing the universe, and through living life and making an effort. Of course, some people, those who don't want to see the truth, those who are so set in their ways, those who are so set in their own individual religion, they don't want to know the truth because they think they've already found it. And if anything comes along to suggest otherwise, they block it out, because they think that they have found stability, they think that they have found peace, that they have found the truth, and they're so scared of that being taken away from them that they're unwilling to even give anything the chance. But ironically, all that represents is a lack of stability, a lack of security in their individual faiths. And I think once you've received this enlightenment, you can still follow, or, you know, okay, well, I should probably make this distinction. I believe that over the years we gain knowledge, we gain wisdom, we gain more and more, we get closer and closer to that moment, the fraction of a second before we die. We throughout our lives, we we near that point, we gather more and more enlightenment, or more and more, we get closer and closer to it as we live. And so when I talk about somebody who has been enlightened, you know, like trying to share it with someone else, or when I make comparisons, saying, you know, it's like someone enlightened versus someone who's not, I mean somebody who, so we're all on this path to receive one true enlightenment, to, you know, to know the one true religion, to know the one true universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And when I talk about somebody who has received enlightenment, or has received a fraction of it even, I'm talking about somebody who has realized that they are on this path, who has looked down or looked ahead, or, you know, that they realize the path that they're on. And when I talk about those who are not yet enlightened, who choose to ignore it, you know, that they haven't yet set off on this path yet. You know, they're still at the starting line, or maybe somewhere in the middle and they got stuck. But they're not making any progress. Well, maybe they are. Maybe they're making like a tiny bit of progress, but they don't yet see the path. It's all in darkness to them. It's you know, it's shrouded in blackness, and the one who is on the path to enlightenment, you know, he is surrounded by light, and he sees, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel, and he sees the path that he is walking on, and he's on his way there. So that's what I mean. I don't remember what I was talking about before I made that distinction, but yeah. So in short, that's my view on religion, spirituality, God, and the universe. Thanks for watching.